Welcome to a video for the SAT Math section. Specifically, we're going to talk about functions and function notation. So you should be pretty familiar with how a function works if you've completed Algebra 2. If you haven't, you will learn about functions very soon and probably haven't even seen Algebra 1. So sometimes you'll see a notation like right here, f parentheses 3, that's read f of 3. So it means you plug in 3 into your function, and then f of 3 represents the output. We will look at graphical representation of functions, working with multiple functions, like you're adding, subtracting, or multiplying, or dividing them. Also, relationships between variables we'll talk about. We'll also talk about composite functions. We plug a function into a function, like f of g of x or g of f of x. Again, relation between variables, increase and decrease in constant functions, how functions are transformed, as you see over there. So let's start off with maybe transformations. That might be a good idea. So we'll start with maybe number 2. Okay, so here we have y equals 7x squared up above. We want to know which of the following gives a graph y equals 7x squared plus 1. My guess is to be in the non-calc section. In fact, if you don't see a calculator next to the problem, it's going to be non-calc. So that's just going to shift 1 up. Hopefully you know that. That's because you're adding 1 to the function. So that's why we're going to have C as the answer for number 2. So that's a pretty basic one. Let's jump to a medium level problem. Now let's take a look at perhaps composite function number 10. Just have a little experience with that. So this would imply that you have to plug 5 into h first. So whatever that output is, you plug into g. H of 5 is pretty easy. It's root 9 minus 5, root 4, that's 2. Then it becomes input for g of x. Oh, well, we got a problem. We did 2 divided by 0, which can't happen. We say it's undefined. So that's a composite function. Let's look at maybe a more challenging question. Let's do maybe one that involves a calculator and a very lengthy word problem. We haven't done that in a while. Okay. Commercial airline has calculated that the approximate fuel mileage for a 600-passenger airplane is 0.2 miles per gallon when the airplane travels at an average speed of 5 miles per hour. Flight 818's fuel tank has 42,000 gallons of fuel at the beginning of the international flight. If the plane travels at an average speed of 55 miles per hour, which one functions F models the number of gallons of fuel remaining in the tank T hours after flight begins? Okay, so it's losing 0.2 miles per gallon. And you start at 42,000 gallons, of course, and then you're going to be subtracting. But it's probably best if we say that we're in the air for about maybe 10 hours, which kind of is typical for an international flight. So if you're in the flight for 10 hours, and you're 5 miles per hour, 5,000 miles you travel. And it says you use 0.2 miles per gallon. So you got to do 5,000 divided by 0.2, which actually comes out to about 25,000 gallons. That's a lot of fuel in the plane. So 25,000 gallons, if you were to work that out. And using the calculator, I think would help there. But 0.2 is 1/5, and you're dividing by 1/5, so it's like doing 5,000 times 5, which is 25,000. Anyway, so that actually means we have 17,000 gallons of fuel left. So when I plug in 10 for T, that's what I'm looking for. And it looks like A will give me that answer, because that is going to D 42,000 minus 25,000. Definitely not B. Definitely not C, because you want to do 500t divided by 0.2 by itself, and definitely not D. So the answer would be A for 19. And just a double check. Yep, it's A. Okay, that concludes this video on functions.